This session, I'd like to call this session to order. Welcome to the cycle 2 of the grants review panel session of the Dane County Arts and Cultural Affairs Commission. Good morning, all, and thank you for being here today. And thank you for all the time that you put in reading the grants, reviewing them, and so forth before we got here. So again, thank you on behalf of all the commissioners. I want to say thank you. I'd like to start off, if we could start off with introductions so that we all know who we will be speaking with and meeting with today. We can start with, I'll go by my screen, start with Beth. Yeah, if you can briefly tell us your name, your affiliation to Dane Arts or the arts community, and if you are a new member to this panel or if you are a repeat panelist. Beth, if you want to start, and you're on mute.
My name is Beth Rossett. My affiliation, I'm an artist. I retired about a year and a half ago from working at Overture for about 30 years. This is my first time on the panel. Did I answer all your questions?
Yes, thank you, and welcome, Beth.
Okay.
Greg.
I'm Greg Potter. I've worked with Augusta and Mark a little bit here and there, and my background is in theater. So this is my first time on the panel.
Great. Welcome, Greg. Chanel.
Hi, I'm Chanel Trudeau Yancey. I am a repeat on the panel. Well, I used to do this a long time ago. It was paper pencil, so it's nice to have the new system. So I'm a musician as far as my artistic skills, but I, for about 16 years, facilitated a program for folks with disabilities to help them start their own businesses, and the majority of them are artists. And so I learned a lot about the vast array of art. So it's that's what brings me here.
Okay. Thank you, Chanel. Fatah.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Fatima Fani. I am an Iranian researcher, activist, and interdisciplinary artist, also a third year Master of Fine Arts student at UW Madison. And this is my first time being on the panel.
Okay. And welcome to you as well. My name is Rod Richardson. I am the chair of the Dane County Arts and Cultural Affairs Commission. I've been on the commission for 10 years, 9 years as the chair. And again, I want to, from the bottom of my heart and from all the commissioners, thank you very much because you do the heavy lifting. We rely on our outside experts to review each of the applications in detail, much more detailed than we are able to do because we have 74 applications and where we commissioners need to review all of them, but because it's so many, can't view them in as great a detail as you do. So that's why we really, really appreciate the time and effort that you have put into this to move our grant review process forward. And Augusta, well, everyone knows Augusta, right?
Hi, I'm Augusta Brula. I'm the Dane Arts Cultural Affairs Specialist, and I've been working with Dane Arts since 2021. So I've seen a lot of these grant reviews, and I'm just echoing what Rod said, deeply grateful for your time and expertise. This is a really important part of the granting process. So thank you for being here.
So for those of you who are not familiar with Dane Arts, I won't give you the entire spiel now, but we are a volunteer commission, and we report to the taxpayers. We report to the county executive as well as the taxpayers of Dane County. The commission is made up of people, volunteers from the business community, from the education community, from the arts community, arts advocates. We have one person from state government, and we have one county board supervisor. Of course, our role is to support individual artists as well as art organizations that all help to lead to a better quality of life for everyone who lives and works and plays in Dane County. We strive to make the arts equally accessible to all, and our Dane Arts funding equally available, equally accessible by all. Our grants are funded by taxpayer dollars. And as you can imagine, we always get more requests for funding than we have taxpayer dollars available. For this session, we have a total request of $275,000 in grant requests. We have slightly under $100,000 to award. So your role today is very critical in helping commissioners make the final decision as far as how the grant dollars will be allocated. Um, any questions so far? Okay. Um, the process will be as Augusta said, this is an open meeting, so which means it is open to the public, and there will be some applicants who may be joining us. So please be mindful in your comments and your critiques as we go through the review process today. This would be both a formal and informal process in that I will formally introduce each of the applications, and then your responses can be as formal or informal as you wish. I will ask the primary reviewer to go first. After the primary reviewer concludes his or her comments, I'll then ask for comments from the secondary reviewer. After the secondary reviewer completes, I'll open it up to everyone if anyone else has any comments that they wish to share. Now, keep in mind for the secondary reviewer, there's no obligation to provide any comments if the primary reviewer has said everything that you intended to say. Uh, just mention that, and again, there is no obligation unless it's something that you want to reinforce. Um, we will allow 10 minutes for each review of an application, and within that 10 minutes includes um, your scoring of each of the applications. Augusta will be here to answer any technical questions that you might have. I will be your official timekeeper, and I'll answer any questions that you might have about the commissions, our intent, and the process, and so forth. In our responses to your questions, we in no way will try to influence your decision or your thinking whatsoever. So all of our responses will be neutral, will be straight and narrow, because we are facilitating this process. We're not trying to influence it whatsoever. In terms of conflicts of interest. Augusta, I'm not sure if anyone on today's panel has any conflicts, and if so, that you have already discussed it with them, and if not, if anyone has an affiliation with any of the applications, we want you to self-declare that, which means that you would not be able to participate in the discussion or the scoring of that particular application. Are there in we are scheduled for a 10-minute break, and I will ask you if one, do you want to take a break or do you want to plow through it? Or if you do wish to take a break, do you want to take the full 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes? That is completely up to you. So, are there any questions before we get started? But what did I see your hand up? No. Yes. No.
I
Oh, yes. But
I have a question. I just need a clarification. I want to know, besides my applicants, I think I have 10 or 11, I should score other applicants from other panelists. Yes.
You will only be scoring the 11 that you see in web grants.
Okay, because I
Or
was
10. Yeah, it was 10.
The
Yeah.
10. Yeah, we have 10 today.
because I thought we are scoring every applicant, so I wanted to ask how should I have access to others. So okay.
Yeah, so just the
I
ones
got
you've
it.
seen. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, the 4 of you will score the same applications. So
Okay.
you'll all be. Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Okay,
course.
yeah, so we will be scoring 10 applications today. Again, we have a total of 74 applications that the commission will be making decisions on. How many? There are 52 of those, I believe, 62 are project grants that the panel reviewers. We have, I think, five panel sessions or six.
Oh, we have 6.
Six, okay. And so again, today we will be reviewing 10. So if there are no other questions, let us start. Okay, our first application is application number 26445. The category is music. The organization is the Madison Youth Choirs. Their request for $5,250, which is 6.42% of their budget. And Beth, you are the primary. You're on mute. But Beth, you're on mute.
Okay.
Yeah,
The,
there we go.
the Madison Youth Choir, it's called Choose Your Own Adventure, and they will hold their winter concert December 13th and 14th at the Middleton Performing Arts Center. And in preparation for this concert, in November, they'll have 400 young people will be studying composition, and the students will write their own composition. With 2 experienced composers, Tom Cabanas and Asher Blank, who have much experience working with youth. So I like the idea a lot of the students composing and performing their own music. I'm not sure about the curatorial process with 400 students. You can't have all 400 students performing their own music, so that wasn't addressed. But the ticket prices are affordable, $10. There will be free tickets for the families who receive tuition assistance to the program, and weekend passes can also be purchased, in which a ticket will allow the attendees admission to all the performances. I thought that was a good idea. I imagine that each concert will be a little bit different, but I don't know that. I think the project gives students a valuable experience of the creative process and also creating work about their lives and sharing this with a large audience. I thought that's a really valuable experience for young artists and creators. The budget looks good. Most of the grant goes towards honorarium, music listening, marketing, music licensing, marketing, space equipment. I have confidence in this grant. One question about the youth choir, it looks to be dominantly white and predominantly girls. And so that was kind of a question for me. And I imagine that the youth choir has tried to address that. But there wasn't any numerous. I could just tell that from the photo of the choirs. There was a really appreciative letter from a parent of a trans youth that I appreciated. Okay, that's all I can say. Any other comments?
Since we do not have a secondary reviewer for this, I'll open it up to the group. Anyone else wish to share any comments about this application?
I agree with Beth. What stands out with me is their project's outcome, which is engaging students' own creative impulses, encouraging them to see themselves as artists with idea worth sharing in new and expansive ways. I think the number of singers and audiences they are trying to engage is impressive. but I was thinking in their supplemental materials, they included one video and two photographs of the concerts. The video is giving a good understanding about the concerts and the community engagement, but they also talked about rehearsals. So I was thinking, which is part of the project. So I was thinking they could include some photos or videos of the rehearsals so we could have a better vision about that part. But overall, I really enjoyed this proposal and project.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? If there are none, I ask you to do your scoring, please.
And then just a refresher. So this is where you go into WebGrants, you save your score. After you save it and you have it all set, a green submit button will appear, and then you click submit and it'll say, are you sure you want to submit? And you'll say yes. And then the application will disappear from your list once the score has been submitted. And Greg, did you have a question or just letting us know that you're done?
Yeah, I'm just curious. I didn't realize this until I got into them this weekend. Are people, are we doing like 1 point something, or is it just 1, 2, 3, 4?
That's up to you. You can use decimals. I would say just as long as you're consistent.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I just wanted, because it was
Yeah.
it was that fickle that I was like, oh wait, maybe I should. Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, whenever, like, if you want to do partial, you can. It lets you get pretty granular with it.
Okay, Augusta, you will let me know when everyone has completed their score.
Yes, I will.
Okay. Okay, how are we doing?
Almost there.
Okay.
And then Beth, did you want more time or you? So
Um,
all right, thanks everybody.
okay.
We're all good.
Yep, thank you. We'll move on to the next one. Application number 26463. The category is visual arts. The organization is Waunakee Area Public Arts Commission. Their request is for $5,250, which is 1.05% of their budget. And Janelle, you are the primary. The floor is yours.
Thank you. I'm excited about this project. They're looking to commission a major placemaking piece of art in a community space for people to be able to see that live in the community, people that drive by, people that enjoy the area. The focus of the piece is to celebrate the legacy of the people of Westport, who have valued, preserved, and honored green space, wetlands, land, and water over multiple generations. So they're trying to pull together some historical representation of the last 10,000 years and honoring the land and water and the wetlands of that area. They had over 70 applicants, it looks like, different artists from 9 different countries that had to complete application to see if they would be a chosen artist. And they have 3 to 4 finalists that are Dane County or southwestern or south central Wisconsin residents. And one of the finalists is a Native American. They put that in there as something to represent our history of our state. Of course, it's really important. They are hoping to reach a fundraising goal of $500,000. So it's a pretty big project. They're hoping that they can get a lot of funding through donations and people that are interested in the area. They have a strong faith that they'll be able to accomplish that goal. Most of the money will be going towards the artist himself that's chosen to complete the project, some towards promotions, things like that, and space and equipment rental. I was interested in seeing a little bit more about how the money would go toward, not the artist themselves, but towards the other things like site preparation and space rental, equipment rental, things like that, because the prices were significant, but I was just more curious. It didn't change how I felt about it. They have a lot of pending funding, so that was one only area of concern, of just not a lot of confirmed funding coming through, but there's a lot of variety of potential for funding. So that looked good, that they're really looking at their resources for this. So one other point I wanted to mention here, let's see. I made a note here. The hope, one of the things I thought was really interesting is that getting people involved by having town meetings, like town hall meetings, working with the town of Westport, working with the planning and parks committees, and really looking at their whole community to get feedback, which I thought was nice because it's not just doing like a show of some sort with an isolated group of people, but they're really looking at bringing in the community to make this something that everybody feels a part of. So that's what I have.
Okay, thank you. Fata, you are the secondary.
I don't have anything specifically to add to what just Chanel said. I have
Okay.
my reviews, but they are kind of the same. I mean, I have my own comments here, but they are kind of the same, and I think it's not adding to her talks.
Okay, no, that's fine. No, as I said before, if your comments were already said, then there's no need to in the effort of time, there's no need to repeat what someone has already said.
Um,
Mhm.
You know, I have when I was writing, it is my first time doing that, but when I was writing my comments, I was trying to pay attention to all the positive parts of the proposals, but I was also thinking about what is missed.
Okay.
And I didn't want to be negative, but I wanted to be critical. So um, I wrote some specific, I mean, something about what I don't see here. For example, I said that the definition of the project for me is not very clear. The applicant used similar wording across different questions, but without providing specific examples and going into details. As a result, it is difficult for the reader to clearly visualize and fully understand the project. And also they didn't emphasize what is unique or innovative about the project and makes it new.
Okay. Anyone else? Greg, your hand is up.
Yeah, the thing that I noticed on this was that the town halls still go into 2026. And this project seems so great, but it just seems that the cart's before the horse right now for just a little bit. But yeah, I was just curious if maybe I missed something in that timeline that someone else caught that would help me with my grading, because it seemed like since it seemed like that the artist wouldn't actually be picked until 2026, and that the honorarium for them, maybe there was another grant cycle that might be better worth. But maybe I'm getting too weedy about it. And tell me if I am, because this is my first time.
No, your comments or your comments. There is no critiquing on our part about your comments, your remarks, your thoughts. So everything is valid. Anyone else?
I would
If
I would just say, this, I thought that the budget, expecting to raise almost $400,000 from the Westport residents. I'm not sure if that's realistic. Um, and, um, and I would have liked, I think that when I looked at the timeline, it looks like the proposals from the 4 finalists have already been done. Is that accurate? And I was surprised there wasn't more images. The RFP was really helpful, but it seemed like and I maybe didn't see the timeline correctly, but yeah. So those were my other, but I like the project a lot. Yeah, that's it.
okay. Anyone else? If not, if you could do your scoring, please. Augusta, how are we doing?
Almost there. All right. I just got the last one, so we're good to go.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, our next application proposal is for number 26465, Arts and Education. The organization is American Players Theater. Their request also is for $5,250, which is 4.91% of their budget. And Greg, you are the primary.
Hi. Yes. This project has been going on for quite a while. It's set to go through November, through June 1st, along with the rest of the school year. And it's 1 week, theater workshops in a classroom. So each school gets the theater workshop for 1 week in a row. Um, it's over 500 students that are impacted by this. But the thing that really got me is that the spread of community that this is enacting, like these students take it outside of the classroom. So I think the impact is actually larger than what the grant put in there. Some of the things that they put in there, like we feel the tremendous responsibility to serve these students. Like the verbiage in this grant really showed the compassion and the depth of how long this has been going. And these continued relationships are also serving as an evaluation for these teachers that want to bring APT back and the teacher back. The evaluations are ongoing, improvements, surveys with teachers and students. The money's mostly for honorariums, administrative compensation, and supplies. The letters, that's what really got me with this one, were the letters of support from the teachers. Uh, Most fun the one teacher said her students continuously say this is the most fun month at the school, and it's a sense of ownership and belonging for the students. David's visits to our school provided opportunities we could only hope for in our community. So David from APT is really bringing something in there. And then there was just so many photos of just how this is impacting. And I know that's pulling on heartstrings a little bit more, but like this, I felt that this is a very thought out project that has legs, that is continuing to serve a lot of students and the families in Dane County.
Okay, thank you, Greg. We don't have a secondary, so I will open it up to anyone else who wishes to provide their thoughts. Okay, if
I had a question.
Yes.
I was wondering why Arts Wisconsin was the fiscal agent for APT. That seemed like unnecessary unless it had to do with the fact that this residency is in Dane County, and so APT couldn't be listed as a fiscal agent. Maybe that was a loophole that had to be jumped through, but that was confusing why APT would need a fiscal agent. And
I'll jump in and say, yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
technicality for
Yeah.
our accounting purposes. Yeah.
because it couldn't be, the fiscal agent can't be outside Dane County. That's kind of what I thought. I was also
Yep.
a little bit confused at why one of the schools, the letter of support was from a school in northern Wisconsin. So I think that was probably just to be a sample, but okay, that was all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Beth. Anyone else?
I
Jeanette?
always appreciate when I see the diversity of funding resources, and with APT being very well established, but you can see, they've found connection with different foundations and different public grants and different private donors. So they have a large variety of support financially, which I always find helpful to see that people are really supporting the goal that APT has. So I appreciated that part.
Okay. Thank you.
9:10 a.m.
Oops. Anyone else? If not, if you would do your scoring, please. I want.
Thanks, everybody. The scores have been received.
Okay, thank you all. Okay, moving right along. Our next proposal is number 26468. Also, Arts and Education from the Wisconsin Youth Symphony Orchestras, Inc. Their request is for $5,200, which is 2.79% of their budget. And Beth, you have the floor. Well, Beth, you are on mute.
Thank you. The Wisconsin Youth Symphony Orchestra, Unlocking Potential Through Music. This grant is for the year of September 2025 through September 2026. The Music Maker program provides instruments and music lessons to students who otherwise can't afford it. The grant says there is a substantial number of students on the waiting list, but it doesn't say how many or how many new students will be added due to this grant. There are currently about 116 Music Maker students, and about 104 of those speak another language other than English. They're from diverse socioeconomic backgrounds, and 55% of those students qualify for free and reduced lunch. So that's all indicative that they're reaching students with need. There are 2 recital weekends, November this fall and April in the spring. Tickets to the concerts are free, but must be reserved. This sounds like a great program. The grant was a little lacking in details. How many students are on the waiting list? How many will be added? But WISO does help with all aspects of the youth's participation. For instance, arranging carpools. Transportation is often an issue with young people's art engagement. And there's a good letter of support from a parent. And the evaluation seems good. They evaluate the students, the retention rate in the program, the musical improvement, the leadership skills, the youth's engagement in school, and the budget looks good. Most of the grant will go toward the music classes, which are the programs on Saturday. Each student receives private lessons each week and a class lesson on Saturday, a group lesson on Saturday. That information wasn't in the grant. I had to go on to the WISO website, so that was a little bit. The grant could have used a little bit more help with that. And all of the income of their $185,000 budget is already confirmed. So I thought it was a strong grant.
Okay. Thank you, Beth. Chanel, you're secondary.
I didn't really have much to add. I think, Beth, you covered everything. Again, I appreciated the variety of funding sources. I was looking for a little more detail as well on some things, so I concur with you on that. But otherwise, I agree with everything that Beth had just said.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else have any comments, any additional thoughts to add? I don't see any heads shaking or hands up, so I will ask you to do your scoring, please.
Thanks, everybody. I've received all the scores.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, keep going here. Next application is number 26493. Category is multidisciplinary arts and culture. The organization is the Wisconsin Union Theater. The request is for $5,250, which is 3.96% of their budget. And Fata, you are up. Yeah.
Okay, what I wrote before is that Madison Jazz Festival is a week-long celebration of free performances that promote accessibility and cultural enrichment in Dane County. This grant supports the festival's culminating events, 2 days of world-class music on the beloved Memorial Union Terrace. The highlights of their mission are it supports local musicians, highlights original works, and unites audience across generations. Free big community engagement, clear explanation of the project, their outcomes, and the way they will evaluate the outcomes, and engaging supplemental materials are the highlights. And also their project budget seems realistic to me, and they have requested different resources for funding.
Okay. Thank you. Greg, you're up.
I don't think I have anything to add. I was curious about the 7,000, how they were calculating that, but they've got numbers, so I trust that that is the appropriate audience. And then I was curious also about how evaluation is being measured a little bit. But it made sense. I just wasn't sure for how that was collected. I would have loved a little more information on that. But it seems like a great ending to a wonderful event.
Any other comments? If there are none, I'll ask for you to score, please. Do your scoring.
Scores have been received. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Okay, we are at the point where on the agenda is allowing for a break. So this is where I asked, would you like to take a break? Yes, no, or and if yes, how long? So would you want to take a break or keep going?
I might need 2 minutes. I just have to use the restroom, but not long, just like a 2-minute break. I'd also like a
Same.
break.
Okay, so let's convene at let's say 9:25. Okay, thank you all. See you 9:25.
Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Just want to say thanks,
Yeah.
everybody. You're doing a great job. I know it's like a lot, especially being a first time reviewer, learning web grants, clicking on all of your screens, and not to mention thinking through each application. So yeah, thanks for all of your work, and you're doing awesome.
Thank you.
And we are all back. So let's get going. We are a little bit ahead of schedule, which is a good thing. Our next category is 26498. The category is music. The organization is the Madison Bach Musicians, Inc. The request is for $5,100, which is 5.13% of their budget. And Janelle, you are up.
Okay. I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed all of them, but this one I really enjoyed a lot. This is they're doing two different opportunities for engagement with the community and for education, and one is the Madison Bach musicians group, which is strings and brass instruments and woodwinds and a vocalist, the whole thing. They're giving opportunity to educate people on Baroque music. And so they have a couple opportunities where one is they're going to be working with the Madison Country Day School in Waunakee, and having the musicians, a select number of the musicians come and have an outreach event on March 17th, it looks like. And that, let me scroll down here and look at this quickly. What's cool about that is I think they're just giving an opportunity to kind of share parts of Bach pieces and have the students engage and ask questions and learn a little bit. There'll be like a question and answer session at the end of the presentation, and there'll be a select number of those players that come and also coach the orchestra there on some tips on things, which is more interactive. And then also they'll be doing a performance, I got to scroll back up, on the 28th and 29th at the Hamel Music Center on the campus. And that will be a wide range of people that can participate, all ages. That will be a ticketed event, but there'll be discounted prices for students, as well as having some complimentary tickets available. And they will be performing the Mass in B minor, which is one of Bach's most accessible and greatest works. That will be a great opportunity too. And before that, there'll be the director of the Madison Bach musicians, trying to get that correct. We'll be discussing the music and the cultural significance of that with the audience before the performance. So that will give an opportunity for people to learn a little bit more than just being in the audience and listening to the pieces. They have a lot of great information as far as evaluation and how to evaluate success of this. There's a large variety of outreach that will be done and connecting with different people in our community to encourage them to attend. They have, let's see here. They have a long list of benefits, and really it's about just engaging youth and on one hand to appreciate and enjoy Baroque music in a more live and interactive setting, and then also just the community to be able to have access to it. They have a large variety of kind of budget contributions, but several of them are pending. So most of it is ticket sales, right? They want to make sure that they can make those sales in ticket sales, and historically they have, so that's why they give that number. But they also have some individual contributions and some foundations and corporate support, which are still pending. So I always like to see more confirmed funding come through. But looks like a lot of that will be at the ticket sales. So there's the assumption that they'll make that main cost that way. So there's good supplementary materials as well, kind of their mission statement and letters of support, things like that. So I think it was well done.
Okay, thank you. There's no secondary, so I'll open it up to anyone else. Any other comments? Going once, going twice. If you would do your scoring, please.
All scores have been received. Thanks, everybody.
Excellent. Moving right along, our next proposal is for 26507. The category is Arts and Education, Madison Symphony Orchestra, Inc. The request is for $5,250, which is 6.49% of the budget. And Greg, you are the primary.
This grant application is for Spring Young People's Concert on March 5th, bringing 17 different public schools from all over Dane County to students to play in this concert. Tickets are $5, but there are supplementary ways to get through that. In the grant application, it said to increase high school, oh my gosh, what am I chicken scratching right? Increase high school knowledge of classical music and support Wisconsin educators through their love of classical music, and provide an opportunity for young Wisconsin musicians to perform on a premier level. And that experience, of course, of going to Overture and performing. Evaluations done through surveys in a very quick and timely manner, so that that data and that knowledge is not getting lost. The money's going towards all to the artistic honorarium. And then there is a few pending sources of revenue still out there, but with it being in March, there's time for that to get secured. They had 3 support letters, 1 from an attendee and 2 from teachers, just boasting about how much this is done for their students. The one thing in that I maybe would have liked to see is a little bit more about what 17 schools, and a little bit more about that knowledge. But overall, to me, it sounds like a beautiful event that collaborates with a lot of people throughout Dane County.
Okay, thank you, Greg. Beth.
I don't have anything to add.
Okay, anyone else on the panel? Okay, going once, going twice. Would you please score?
Thanks, everybody. Scores are in.
Excellent. Hey, our next application is 26516. The category is theater. The organization is a Children's Theater of Madison. The request is for $5,250, which is 5.48% of their budget. Fatma, you're up. Yeah.
This project is a one-woman theater, and what I found impressive about their project is that they are celebrating Black joy, creativity, resilience, and the number of audience. By centering Black artistry, they are supporting diverse stories in theater. The production uplifts confidence, creativity, and authenticity, allowing children to see themselves on stage and inspiring them to embrace their own voices. Their project budget seems realistic to me, and they have requested different resources for funding. They have not included any visual documents from their previous events. These are my comments.
Okay. Again, there's not a secondary, so I'll open it up to anyone else for comments. And I believe there are none. So if you would score, please.
Scores have been received. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Our next to last application is 26540. Again, the category is theater from Forward Theater. The request is for $5,250, which is 2.24% of the budget. And Janelle, you are the lead here.
Okay. So yeah, this is with Forward Theater. And this is a ticketed event that will be at the Playhouse at the Overture Center, January 29th through February 15th. There's also reduced ticket options available. Sorry about my dog. One of the things that I also appreciate about this is that in addition to doing the performance, they're also going to have a multimedia lobby installation celebrating the lives of local immigrants. The play itself is really unique. It's never been done in Madison, so that I found compelling. There is a pretty large budget. I had questions about kind of where all the supplies and the materials where that kind of money comes, what that will be covering is my point. There wasn't a whole lot of funding diversity, and the hope is that ticket sales would be really generous and help offset kind of the price here. Let's see, I'm going to read this why part because I really appreciated this. So even though it looks like the majority of the people participating from what they said, the patrons will mostly be white and mostly adult, which didn't show a lot of diversity for accessing a larger group of people to be able to experience this. The piece itself is a focus on economic inequality, immigration, and the American dream, gender roles, and resilience. So this will be the first time that this story has been told here. And so that's kind of exciting to kind of lean into that a little bit and learn more about this whole kind of performance and see what the feedback will be. So they're hoping to have that artistic impact by telling a really meaningful story about something really important. Also, community connection by fostering dialogue and having nightly talkbacks after each performance. And then really hoping for that sustainability of generating enough ticket sales. I didn't see what I would have liked to see is actually a synopsis of Ironbound, like what it's a little bit more about what it is, a little more description. But they did give a lot of supplementary materials about previous performances that they've done, as far as pictures showing. I always like to read more, so I don't know if that's good or not, but I would have liked a little more information about it. The attachments show previous images of things that they've done, but it's always interesting to kind of learn a little bit more in general about kind of the whole process itself. So they do have some letters of support. Anyway, that's kind of it. I didn't see a whole lot of funding diversity, so that's of course something that I look for, but it looks
Thank
great.
you. Greg, any additional comments?
Yeah, I just want to echo the importance of the talk back in this, and then like Chanel mentioned, the multimedia lobby installation. I think that is beautiful. I wish that there would have been, because ticket sales are such a big part of this budget, I wish there would have been more in the how are we reaching our audience, because that kind of was a little lackluster. I I personally know I personally know this person, and I know that they have a huge reach, and I wish that they would have included that into that part of the grant.
Okay. Anyone else?
I would have also liked some outreach. I think outreach into the immigrant community would be really valuable. And also, I was wondering if there was a high school performance. A Forward sometimes does high school performance for a play like this. It might be appropriate. Those were my other thoughts.
Okay, anyone else? If not, please do your scoring.
All scores are in. Thank you.
All right, we are at our last application, unless you want to stay later to help with the other 52. There'll be okay. The application number is 26558. The category is dance. It is from Dance, Wisconsin. They're asking for $4,800, which is 5.36% of their budget. And Beth, if you will lead us through the first review.
Okay, so like he said, this is for Dance Wisconsin. The inclusive Nutcracker costuming for diverse adult bodies. This grant is to create costumes that can vary between sizes 12 to 24. So the performance can be more body positive and accommodate different size performers. In the past years, costume sizes have restricted their casting options. The Nutcracker will be performed at Shannon Hall. I think it's at Shannon Hall, right? Shannon Hall in December. And there will be discount tickets. Ticket prices are $42. There'll be discount tickets to dance and school partners and some Prairie elementary schools. They also mentioned partnering organizations like Girl Scouts and Big Brothers Big Sisters as partnering organizations. I trust those will also receive discounts. They didn't say how much the discount is or how many tickets they give on discount. And for the past 5 years, the company has worked to diversify costuming by removing cultural stereotypes and promoting inclusivity. They have created gender neutral and body positive costumes in a variety of sizes. This year, they intend to create new costumes. It says the grant money will go towards purchase of material for costumes. The letter of support from the costume designer says that the dresses will be purchased and altered. So that was a little bit of a contradiction. I don't see that there's any artist fees for wardrobe makers. I think that the tailors are volunteers, which is fine on a company like this, but it's worth noting. The budget of 75,000 of a $84,000 budget is pending, and much of that budget is ticket sales. And I imagine for Nutcracker, they will be able to sell a lot of tickets. It's a big hit, you know. I had a big question about they did provide images of worn out costumes and kind of their technique of creating expandable seams and samples of how costumes are expanded. So that was good to see and helpful. One question that I had in terms of creating culturally inclusive, they said their goal was to create culturally inclusive costumes. I was wondered why the costumes are all still Victorian. And they say they've removed cultural stereotypes over the past 5 years. And they said they've also progressed towards gender neutral costumes. And I would very much like to see gender neutral costuming, especially in ballet, because it's one of the most gender conforming, gender normative dance and art forms that there is. So I would have liked to seen those images of the costumes. So I think that's all my comments.
Okay, thank you, Beth. Fata.
I don't have anything else to add.
Okay. Anyone else care to share comments on this application? If not, if you would please complete your scoring. How we doing, Augusta?
Good. We still waiting on
Okay.
a couple more. All right. We got them
Okay.
all.
All right. Well, thank you. This concludes today's